go to instance, and go into the command prompt, go into the command host and connect, and session manager connect. Donna, you really don't need to worry about that, Rajendra. Okay, and for example, in a couple of years I will be retired, so you can take my place. Seriously, I cannot do this, much longer. I cannot do this much longer. I already made my plan. I'm going to the Southern Pacific and find a small island. I'm gonna, find a palm tree, sit underneath the palm tree, get on my computer. Maybe I still need to teach a class here and there, but I can drink my margarita when I was teaching. Okay. Maybe you can join me there too. Okay, so we are connect to the EC2, so we need to do sudo su and cd home / EC2 user. Okay, and then we need to issue the command to connect to the database. This is step 11. Copy and paste. All right, we are in the database now. I show
James,
database.
I have a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead. You want to take my place now?
No.
It's okay.
Okay, let me lead the class now. No. In the command that you just copy paste, the -u, or, I mean the middle score u. What does that mean?
MySQL is actually a command to allow you to make that connection to the database. So -u means the user is root. Okay, then dash password equal to this password. So this is make that connection to the database with the username and password.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna do show database, copy and paste, and they are the word, database. And again, we're gonna, do this select this command. We're gonna see a whole bunch of stuff shows up. Okay, that's the table, the country table. We've been using this in the past couple of lab already. Am I in the correct lab or not? Okay, yeah. Wait a minute, yeah. Wait a minute, am I in the correct lab or not?
Yeah, it's lab 271, right?
This is the lab or what?
Yeah, this is log.
This is correct, 271. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm in the right place. Okay. All right, so we see the country, the table country, and we got so much information in there. And we're going to use the where class and also and. So we're looking for the population is a greater or equal to what, 5 million or 50 million, and the population is less or equal to 100 million. Okay, so this is the select. And this is step number 14. All right, so that gives us, these countries, which is greater than or equal than, 50 million, so less or equal than 100 million in terms of populations. All right, so we got these countries. Wow, the Republic of Congo has that many people? Oh no, I was surprised. Anybody know the Congo a little bit better than I do? Anybody been there before? Hi. Again, that's another country on my list. I want to visit. Okay. Step number 15, to return the same records. Type. All right, do we get the same result? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 records. Yeah, we got exactly the same result. So just using the keyword between instead of using these, the greater than and or equal to, less than or equal to. All right, so there's multiple ways you can build your command by using the combination of, you are using the mathematical way or numerical way, or using the betweens, or using in, these kind of keywords. Okay, next one, step 16. To return the population of the European countries by using the like functions. Okay, so we can say where the region, okay, the region is like anything before Europe or anything after Europe. But anything, in the region that mentioned Europe, we want them all, we want all of them. And again, copy and paste. Okay, so anything that in the region mentioned about Europe, is that right? Am I correct on this? Oh, yeah. Okay, it gives us the sum, the summations of the populations. Okay, so the populations in Europe, it is 634 million people. So they can do some calculations for us, so this, you can use these building. This is the summation. This one is actually a building functions, okay, that you can use. Okay, everybody okay so far? I hope this is correct, because I certainly didn't know that, the whole European countries together has a 635, millions of people. Donna is giving us a little bit more information. So by looking at the job description, it look like the first year you will be doing training, professional development, observation for the first year. Wow, that's a lot of learning. That's a lot of opportunity to learn, in the first year. And then you move on to the technical instructor, and they want you to teach and lead a class for at least 1 year. Okay.
So that would make up the 2-year contract, if I'm reading it correctly, doing the math between the 4 weeks training pilot class, and then the 16 weeks of training, the 12 weeks observation. Then you will TA an entire class cycle, which we know our class cycle is 15 weeks. And then they said after 2 successful cohort completions. So if you're looking at that, our cohorts are between 12 and 15 weeks. So you're looking at anywhere between 27, because there's a 3-week break usually. So you're looking at anywhere between 27 to 33 weeks for that cycle. So it's looking about 2 years, from a year doing the observation and getting your experience and your training, And then a year, your second year will be actually teaching and leading the class as a technical instructor for at least 1 year. But that's what I'm reading, but I will double check and make sure.
Yeah, this is it's a paid whole time. It is a full-time employee, employment, the full-time employment, and you're gonna have the benefit as well. So you're gonna have the benefit of a summer break, you're gonna have the benefit of the winter break, or we call Christmas break, and then the holidays, then the health insurance, and also the vacation times as well. So you gotta pay. It's a whole, it's a full-time employees. This is much better when I first signed up with the Perscolas. Okay, so when I first signed up with Perscolas, actually I was the first instructor got hired outside New York, because the Columbus's office was the very first branch office that Perscolas had. And I was the very first one got hired outside New York. And listen, when I got hired, I got no training. I got to train myself. Or, sometimes I got trained by my students. They teach me something too, they teach me something. And I think, you guys are very lucky because, 10 years ago when I was first hired, I started with 42,000. It's like $20 an hour, at that time. Yeah. And before that, I actually studied, I actually studied a year and a half. I studied a year and a half to pass the A+, the Network Plus, the CCNA, and then I went for the 10 months of Microsoft training. So I actually studied. I didn't work for a year and a half at that time because I just sold my restaurant business at that time. I didn't have a job. All right. So I decided to go back to the IT. But when I was learning the Microsoft, then I made the decision I want to teach. Okay. Did I tell this? When you go out look for a job, okay. When you go out to look for a job, when you're doing the job interview, you never want to say, let me try this job. Okay, I think I'm interested on this, so let me try it. I want to try it. Never say this. Okay, and once again, you either want to do it or you don't want to do it. Okay, nobody want to pay you to try something. Does that make sense? If you're hiring a plumber to come into the house to fix something, and the plumber say, hey, why don't you give me $75 an hour? Let me try this. How do you feel about that? Yeah, you're not gonna like that. Okay, so when you go to look for a job, never say just because you are interested, you want to try it. Never say that. Just you go there and you tell them, say, hey, this is something I want to do. I'm sure about this. Okay. All right. So we are on the step number 17. So we have this, we're using the summations, this function. They do the calculation for us. So they add all the populations from this, from these 14 countries. So we got the answer around 634 million people. Okay. And step 18, to perform a case-sensitive search, and we're using the lower this function. There's a lower, there's also upper as well, and that's convert everything to the lowercase, okay, or convert everything to the uppercase. Okay. So step 18, again, copy and paste this command. All right, so we're gonna select a name, capital, region, service area, population from the country table in the Word database, where the lowercase of the region, okay, the lowercase of the region, and is like anything, and anything was in the middle was a central. Okay, it's a lowercase central. All right, because some of the places you may have a central that is actually uppercase or capital C. You know, we want to lower, we want to change them to all to the lowercase. And so it's gonna be again like the percentage central percentage. All right, press enter. I see this is Central Africa, they are all start with uppercase C. Okay. And or the Central America and so on. These all, have the uppercase. They have been selected because we're using the lowercase of a region. Okay, so all of this region, and they uppercase, lowercase, they all been changed to a lowercase. Then we'll do a comparison to, again, anything start with or anything end with central in the middle. And a lot of times you're gonna force the uppercase or lowercase. For example, if you allow the people putting the say username or the address, or the first name or last name, some will just be a uniform type of information got saved on your database instead of us, very, very messy looking, uppercase, lowercase, Hey, are you okay so far? All right, then we have a little challenge here. Okay, so let's take a look. So they want us to write a query to return the sum of the service area and the sum of the population of North America. So I mean, imagine this is, we have a two sum function. We're gonna use the sum. And again, they already provide us with how to do this. So let's take a look before we execute this. Select the sum, the service, area. AS, well, they give a new new header for the column, the North America service area, and the sum of the population. And again, a new header, as North American populations, from the country table in the Word document where the region is equal to North America. Okay, and again, there's a double quote there for the North America. All right, so we are going to copy this and paste this. Okay. And we have some calculations. So the North America population is 309 millions. It's bigger than Europe. I think Europe is what, 245 millions. And North America's service area, it is 21 million square miles, probably. Okay, so this lab, once again, demonstrated that we can use functions. And this is actually using built-in functions. Uppercase, lowercase, the upper, the lower, or the sum. There are other built-in functions as well. And let me just take a quick Googling about this. See what I can find out any more about this. So SQL building functions. Okay, so the function Xcode, character index, concast. So you take two words or two string of character, put them together. Concat with a plus, concat WS, data length, difference, format, left, len, lower, left trim, there's a right trim as well. Nchart, return the Unicode of the characters, replace. Yeah, so these are all the built-in functions that you can use. Once again, just want to show you that the couple of the functions that we are using here, it is certainly just a demonstration. We have a much more of the functions that's out there, this built-in function that we can use. All right, this is a pretty easy lab. Anybody has any questions? Okay, now I'm gonna close this lab. I do believe we have a KC here, the KC304. Okay, so that's due to KC304, and it's getting close to 1 o'clock. I'm sorry, getting closer to 2 o'clock. And then we're gonna take a break. So why don't we come back at 2:10, 10 minutes after 2? KC304.